What was your "I'm definitely gonna f this person" moment? When we were chatting at her place after going out for dinner and she came back out of the bedroom wearing painted on pajamas. Okay, seriously, how? They weren't actually painted. It's a saying. That means that her clothes were very form-fitting and tight that she may as well have painted them on. He was a coworker. Came up to me one day and asked, "Would you like a kiss?" Then he revealed a bag of chocolate Hershey Kisses and offered me one. He then walked away. Over the night, I noticed that he was giving the guys chocolate too, not just the girls, and he was being super smooth and not pushy at all, letting people who weren't interested have their space. Went home with him that night. Had chocolate, had sex. I don't regret it. I would like to know, did he give the same line to everyone? Cause I feel like we just naturally behave more flirty with people who we are attractive to, even if we try to be polite to all. Human nature and such. It is interesting how much people watch others interact with each other to get a gauge of their skills. Wait staff, random people walking by, etc. Pretty much did. Guys had a laugh when he did it to them. Back when I was still just talking to my now girlfriend of almost 3 years. We were with a group of friends just flirting a little bit, and she whispers, "I really want you to finger me RN in my ear." That was when I knew. Not gonna lie, I thought she said she wanted you to finger her ear. That closing quote makes all the difference. Great, now I want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with a crust. We were playing Smash Brothers at a LAN community, and I had talked a big game. He proceeded to body me without batting an eyelash, and I just looked at him, and the sexual tension was absurd. The Smash Brothers hate sex is amazing. Also has my boyfriend now. Sounds like two of my former StarCraft clanmates that were having sex in secret when we all thought they hated each other. I bet it was great. I recommend passionate toxic video games if you get the chance. League of Legends players must have the best sex out there. I feel like the Overwatch PC players probably take the cake. I see a lot of owl porn, so I know they're horny little bastards. I feel like I'll need to experiment with Overwatch to find out. I had to stop playing LOL because I felt myself becoming so toxic for a game I was absolutely at. My friend invited me to his, at the time, girlfriend's birthday party. It was at a bowling alley / laser tag / arcade place, which was very fun. One of the girls also attending was incredibly attractive, and I just knew by the end of the night something was going to happen. I played it cool the whole evening. We shot each other a few times in laser tag, and we won the birthday girl 2 giant crayons from the claw machine. They got stuck, so a guy opened it and handed me 2, so things were going well. My smoothest move to date. The incredibly attractive girl gave me her number and said call me sometime, so as she turned to leave for the night I called her from 10 feet away and said, "Hey, this is Gel B4, wanna go on a date?" She blushed so hard, and 2 days later we spent the night together. Did it work out for you too? About a month and a half in, I found out I was the other guy, so, no, lol. Happens to the best of us. Lol. I've never understood this mentality. Sharing is caring. As long as everyone knows what's up and is consenting, enjoy it. Not everyone is cool being a side piece or wants to be, lol. When we were headed back to my apartment with Takia, and she asked if I lived with a roommate, I told her no, I lived alone. She made a pouty face and told me she was disappointed that there wouldn't be an audience. It's a shame, she was completely f***ing psycho. She was a lot of fun in the sack. The psychos are always fun in the sack. That's how they catch you. Oh, I know. She was my one and only lesson with sticking my dick in crazy. It's a lesson I've heeded for over 20 years now. It's funny how we all have to learn this lesson. Some learn it again and again and again, and Hooked on Histrionics worked for me. That's how I learned my CPTSDs. I'm still waiting to learn this lesson, but at least I'm excited about learning again. So I got that going for me. Never stick your dick in crazy. But if you do, don't let her know your real name, phone number, or address. You gotta use a fake name for that one. When I was maybe 22 or so, I was visiting my friends in Ontario for the weekend and we all went out to the bar. We ordered drinks, shooting the shit with one another, until a girl approached me and started chatting me up. After getting to know one another for maybe 10 minutes, I offered to get her a beer. She refused, pointing to a hotter slightly younger girl watching us from across the bar, telling me to bring the drink to her instead. She explained that she was out with her younger sister, who had just turned drinking age, taking her out to get her laid to celebrate. She thought I was cute, so Big C's did reckon on me to make sure I wasn't a creep. Her sister and I hit it off, and after an hour or so, Big C's drove us back to her place, stopping to buy condoms on the way. The drive there was one of the greatest holy f***. I can't believe this moment of my existence. I gave that girl one of the best things of my life, eating her pussy for about an hour, ate ass for the first time, and f***ing her 3 times, before taxiing back to my buddy's place by noon the next day. Damn good times. Young fellas take note. Eating her pussy for about an hour, ate ass for the first time, and f***ing her 3 times, before taxiing back to my buddy's place by noon the next day. This is the proper way to f*** a woman. Don't be greedy ass. Take the time to make sure she gets hers many times before you do. Unless she just wants Jack hammered, because that's what gets her off. Your odds of smashing again go up dramatically when you leave her spent from orgasms. My wife and I met on an online dating site, and we talked a lot before we met in person. Her first glimpse of me in person was from her apartment window when I was getting out of my car, and she said she knew right then that she was going to f*** me. For me, it was just a few seconds later when I saw her. I'd been on a few dates where I met someone online and their viral appearance didn't match up to their photos. She looked like her photos, and I was 100% sure when she turned around and I saw that ass. I found out later that she'd never dated a guy into ass and didn't understand how attractive it was, so she never mentioned it. I was so excited that this interesting girl I met on the internet was so hot. We were in bed 20 minutes later. I'm curious now, was her car part a typo, or did you actually ride her car to her apartment? Typo. The moment I met up with my now boyfriend for the first time, we were childhood friends and hadn't seen each other in about 15 years. We matched on Tinder randomly, talked a few weeks, then decided to meet up. It hit me like a ton of bricks: his smile, his charisma, his laugh. He aged like fine wine, and I knew it was going to go down before even a minute had passed. I could tell by the way he was looking at me that he felt the same. We are celebrating our 1st year anniversary this week. So needless to say, it was good. That's so awesome. I was off the market before Tinder was a thing, but I couldn't even dream of something like that happening. Might not be an exciting story, but FWIW, it was our first date. Yes, a date. I'm old. She was slightly less old. We had people in common and sort of knew each other, so it was none of this meeting a stranger thing. I knew she was at least intrigued by the chemistry at dinner. She had a friend's party she was obligated to stop into after and had invited me while acknowledging I wouldn't know anyone, and it wasn't exactly my scene. Turns out I had met a couple of her friends and I did alright with the others. But the real glory was later, walking her back to her car when within a 6-block walk we ran into a married couple I know, both women, who I adore and who adore me. They were a little lit, and we stood in the summer evening chatting for a bit. My friends quickly scoped the situation and charmed her and made me look good. We finally parted, and then we ran into another of my friends just as we got to my date's car. More socializing, more credibility for me as someone people like. After he left, she said, "Why don't I give you a ride to your car?" It was only a couple blocks further, but I was having fun, so I got in beside her. "You want to just go for a drive?" she said. We talked while she drove, then she pulled over. "Come on," she said, turning off the car. "I live here." Oh, she damn well knew what she was doing. Great story. We were close friends, best friends, really, and we had just gone to visit her BF where he worked, fast food. We were all close friends, so it wasn't a big deal. She and I had been teasing each other sexually, innuendo, dirty jokes, etc. for several weeks, but I knew that she had a BF, so didn't try to go any further as we were driving. I told her about a makeout spot. This was mid to late 80s, and we both lived at home because she and the BF didn't get much alone time. She said, "Show me." I showed her, then she showed me, and then we got into the back of my car. First and only time I had sex with her. We didn't because I didn't have a condom. A huge regret on my part, but we did everything else that I could think of, and she didn't get home until very late. Seems like had her I'm gonna f him moment before you realized what was going on. In my experience, the girl usually knows way before I do.